Alright, so chapter 7, lesson 3 is write and solve subtraction equations. So here, in the warm-up, it says Megan's bowling score was 39 points less than Charmaine's. Megan's score was 109. We want to write and solve an equation to find Charmaine's score. Okay? So, if I go back to the word problem, you're going to look to see what's our important information. Okay? So it says that Megan's bowling score was 39 points less than Charmaine's. What is it that we don't know here? Right. We don't know Charmaine's score. So let's use C for Charmaine, right? Okay, so that's Charmaine's score. Now, this says 39 points less than Charmaine's score. Okay? Megan's bowling score is 39 points less than Charmaine's score. So how do I write 39 points less than Charmaine's score? So, so 39 points less than Charmaine's is C minus 39. Everyone with me? And that is equal to Megan's score, which is 109. Very good. 109. Now, how would you go about solving that? So here, using our fact family, I can say that 109 plus 39 is going to give me whatever C is, right? So here, I'm going to add 39 here. And if I add 39 over there, what happens to my seesaw? It's out of balance, right? So what do I need to do on the other side? I need to add 39 on the other side. Is everybody clear with that? So look at what's happening here. That says minus 39. In order to get rid of it, what did we do? We added 39. Very good. So here, those are opposites. Those cancel to 0. So we're left with C over here, and then 109 plus 39 is 148 points. Right? All right. So here we are going to solve an equation by adding. We're going to solve an equation by adding. Please make sure you write down your heading. Now, it says here, because addition and subtraction are inverse operations, you can solve a subtraction equation by adding. So, again, just like we did yesterday, we know we can solve our equations because addition and subtraction are inverse operations. Please make sure you write that down. Addition and subtraction are inverse operations. So, for example 1, it says we want to solve x minus 2 equals 3. So, using a model, okay, and our fact families, right? If we use our fact families, isn't it true that I can add 3 plus 2 to get the x? Right? Using the fact families. So, 3 plus 2, that gives me the whole thing. So, here's the 3, here's the 2. That gives me the entire x. Ever see that? So here, you can see that 3 plus 2 is equal to x. Okay? Now, if I want to solve this algebraically, we can solve the x minus 2 equals 3 by using our addition property of equality. So here, because it is x minus 2, we are going to add 2 on both sides. Is everybody clear with that? So now, the 2's cancel to 0, and we're left with x is equal to 5. So here, we have x minus 7 is equal to 4. We want to solve the equation, and we want to check our solution. So here, if I have x minus 7 equals 4, how am I going to get that x by itself?
By subtracting.
So
By adding.
yes. Yes, we are going to add. And we're going to add 7 on both sides. Okay? So, the 7's cancel to 0. So we're left with just x on this side equals, and then 4 plus 7 is 11 on that side. So now, to check if we got the right answer, it's the same as we did yesterday. We're going to take that 11 and we're going to put it back into the equation and then simplify to see if we have equality. So here we're going to take 11 minus 7 equals 4. And of course 11 minus 7 is 4. So 4 equals 4, and yes, we are correct. How about letter B? What am I going to do? What am I going to do to get the y by itself on that one?
6 plus.
We are going to add 6 on both sides. Very good. So we're going to add 6. I knew what you were trying to say. So we're going to add 6 on both sides. So now, negative 6 and positive 6 are opposites, right? So they cancel to 0. Very good. And then y is equal to 14. Very good. So why don't you guys do letter C, and then I'll show you the solution. So for letter C, what do I need to do to get that A by itself?
You add 5.
We're going to add 5 on both sides. Very good. So we add 5 on both sides, and you can see again here that negative 5 and positive 5, those are opposites. So that cancels to 0. And so A is equal to 14. All right. So that, what we've been working with, is the addition property of equality. Please make sure you write down your heading and you write down that rule. Okay? It says if you add the same number to each side of an equation, the two sides will remain equal. So numerically, for example, if I have 5 equals 5, and I add 3 to both 5s on both sides of the equal side, I'm going to end up with 8 equals 8. They're still equal. Same thing with x minus 2 equals 3. If I add 2 on both sides, we're still going to have equality. This time, it's just with a variable. Okay? So when you solve an equation by adding the same number to each side of the equation, according to the addition property of equality, that is the property that you are using. Alright, so example 2 says, at age 25, Hermann Titov of Russia was the youngest person to travel into space. This is 52 years less than the oldest person to travel in space, who was John Glenn. How old was John Glenn? We want to write and solve a subtraction equation. Okay, so when we look at this problem, you can see that here's the important information. This is 52 years less than the oldest person to travel in space. Now, what is this? 25 years, right? Everybody clear with that? So this says Hermann Titov's age is 52 years less than the oldest person to travel in space. So there is, of course, oldest age, 52 years less than the oldest age. What is it that I don't know? How much the oldest person in space was, right? So that's the oldest age in space. Going back to the words, it says that we want 52 years less than the oldest person to travel in space. How do I write 52 years less than the oldest person? So here, to write 52 years less than the oldest person to travel in space, we're going to write the A, which is the age, minus the 52. Is everybody clear that? And that is equal to 25. So there is your equation. Is everybody clear with that? So now we can solve it. So here we have a minus 52 is equal to 25. On this one, you're going to add 52 on both sides, and a is equal to 77. All right, so let's do this data problem. It says Georgia's height is 4 inches less than Sienna's height. Georgia is 58 inches tall. Write and solve a subtraction equation to find Sienna's height. So, what is it that we don't know here?
Sienna's height.
We don't know Sienna's height. So let's use H for Sienna's height, okay? Okay, so H for Sienna's height. Going back to the word problem, it says Georgia's height is 4 inches less than Sienna's height. Okay, so we want to know how to write 4 inches less than Sienna's height. So here, 4 inches less than Sienna's height is H, because that's Sienna's height, H, and we want 4 less than that, right? So we're going to subtract 4 from the H. And that is equal to Georgia's height, which is 58 inches tall. So this is equal to 58. So how do I solve for H? How do I get the H by itself?
Subtract 4 on the
No. Add 4 on both sides. Very good. So we're going to add, oops, not 5. We're going to add 4 on this side, and we're going to add 4 on the other side. Okay? Now, negative 4 and positive 4 are opposites. So those cancel to 0. So those cancel to 0, and we're left with H on this side. And then on the other side, 58 plus 4 is 62 inches. All right, example 3 says Raheem's rollerblades cost $7.25 less than his bicycle. So that's $70.25 less than his bicycle. His rollerblades cost $43.50. Okay? We want to know how much did the bicycle cost. So, what is our variable? What is it that we don't know? We don't know the cost of the bicycle, so that's going to be B will represent the cost of the bicycle. Got it? So now, how do I write $70.25 less than his bicycle? That is correct. So we're going to write B minus $70.25, and that's going to be equal to the cost of the rollerblades. Right? So that's going to be $43.50. So now we have our equation. Now we can solve it. So here we have B minus $70.25 is equal to $43.50. Because that's subtracting, we're going to add. So we're adding $70.25 on both sides. Those cancel. These are opposites. So those cancel to 0. And B is equal to $113.75.